story of Othello. So Othello, he is married to Desdemona, and they have no problems in the beginning until Iago comes in, and Iago's married to Emilia. Iago hates them more, which is Othello. So he comes up with an evil plan to make sure that Othello thinks that Desdemona, his wife, is cheating on him with Cassio. But Cassio, you would think that he would be like, no, I don't believe you. But he comes up and he's like, dude, I believe you. And as he goes on and keeps on thinking about it, he just keeps on constantly thinking about how she's cheating on him. And it kind of drives him mad. And later on, he starts calling her stupid, whore, and a bunch of other stuff. And then one day he comes up to Iago on a beach with like a knife, and he's just like, listen, if you can't come up with any evidence, you're gonna be like executed or something, right? And then Iago's just like, listen, come with me. And he comes up to Cassio and he starts talking to him about Bianca, his side hoe. But at the same time, Othello thinks that he's talking about Desdemona. And then while he's doing that, Othello's planning to kill Desdemona, and he wants Iago to kill Cassio. But Iago makes Rodrigo kill Cassio. And the day comes and Rodrigo goes to stab Cassio, but Cassio has armor on and Cassio kills Rodrigo. But Iago stabs Cassio leg and then runs. But while that was happening, Othello is in a room, Othello comes into the room and he is nervous. He goes up to Desdemona and he's just like, oh my god, I love her. And then he gives her a kiss while she was sleeping. It's like, and she's like, how are you doing? Or what are you doing here? And he's just like, did you pray? And she's like, yes, why? She's like, because I want to kill you. And she puts a pillow over her head, and he okay? And then her best friend comes in, and then she's like, what the and she's just like, murder! And then the last words that Desdemona says is, I love you. And then she dies. And then everyone comes into the room. And then she starts telling the truth. And then Iago gets like, what the And then he goes and stabs her. But then Othello's just like, what the did I do to my wife? And then he's just like, right up into her. And then he just okay? And then he gets in handcuffs. And then they bring him back because he just right. They go and catch him, and they bring him back, and then Othello's just like, if you're the devil, then you wouldn't die. Then you're not gonna die. So he stabs him, and then he goes off and stabs himself, and then he goes into the bed with Desdemona where she died and gives her a kiss, and then after all that is done, Iago goes to jail, and Cassio's the king. The end.